tomorrow.
Tweet gang, what's the word, family? You know it's time to tee up a dizzy, man. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Definitely tweet with me in them comments. So we want to say welcome home to Young Thugger, King Slatt. Made it home from that Rico. It was a state Rico, but it was a Rico nonetheless.
Hey man, what you got to tell these people?
Back. Back, Jack.
You feel me?
You did.
Hey man, ain't no motherfucker, ain't no cap in it.
No cap in my rap.
You feel what I'm saying?
The right way.
It's time.
The right way, bro.
You feel what I'm saying?
Right way.
Yeah, that way.
Now coming home from what you was about to do, 25 years in prison, and then the remaining 20 on probation, right? So coming from almost like a life sentence, well, basically a life sentence, to just doing 15 years on probation with a few stipulations on the side is definitely a win. A lot of people saying, oh, he should never took that out. Yo ass is crazy. Who the want to go to jail for 25 years when he could be outside getting his money? You know what I'm saying? He could be outside actually living life. He don't have to do criminal activity. He don't have to be a part of that shit. But if you are, you know where you're going. Now, I want to say, if you come back out to do that weird shit, wearing dresses, calling niggas hubbies and all that, bro, no. Please don't do that shit. That's a no-no, bro. We not with that. With that being said, alright, let's get right to it, y'all. Let's get into it. Let's see what we got going. Alright, so we got rapper Young Thug is a free man. About 2.5. He was only arrested 2.5 years ago, and he got time served on a 5-year. So I don't know. He must be the luckiest nigga on earth. Like, he got to be the luckiest to be the kingpin, like to be the gang leader, and to actually get off. And it's still people actually fighting the case. But I believe it's because they're on, like, he's more of like a musician type shit, and he did this and that. But now the other two, I guess they denied the deal that they had. I think they on trial for murder. One is on for one murder, and the other one is for 2 murders. And I don't think Young Thug is charged for that per se. So he's smooth, man. He's smooth. And then he told Gunner to stay out. You know what I'm saying? He's smooth. He know what he was doing. It was a test of fate, but he know what he was doing. Who's Young Thug? We know. Alright, look. He was originally indicted and arrested May 9th, 2020, and more charges were added in a subsequent indictment that August. The second indictment accused Young Thug and 27 others of conspiring to violate Georgia's Racketeer Influence and Corrupt Organizations Act, known as the RICO. The rapper was also accused of participation in criminal street gang activity, as well as drug and gun charges. See, no murder. So that's why the other 2 are still on trial. Prosecutors alleged that Young Thug and 2 other people co-founded a violent criminal street gang in 2012 called Young Slime Life, or YSL, which they say is associated with the National Bloods gang. The indictment says Young Thug made YSL a well-known name by referring to it in his song and on the social media. Prosecutors painted him as gang leader known as King Slime, someone who calls the shots and directs others to engage in criminal activity. Now, if they know this King Slime, but he's not charged. He's not really charged like he directed others. How did the plea come about? Prosecutors have been negotiating with Young Thug's lawyers to try to reach a deal that would end his participation in the long-running trial. But those efforts stalled when the two sides disagreed on conditions. Speaking to reporters after the sentencing, Young Thug attorney Brian Steele declined to discuss the negotiations, but he said prosecutors were pushing for outrageous conditions. They would let him out of custody, but they would have a tether around him so tight that it's unconscionable. Instead, the rapper went forward with a potentially risky non-negotiated or blind plea, meaning he was entering pleas without having a deal in place with prosecutors. Well, that shit's crazy. Like I said, it was risky. He was taking a risk, but he did it. He pled guilty to 1 gang charge, 3 drug charges, and 2 gun charges. He also entered a no contest plea to another gang charge and a racketeering conspiracy charge, meaning that he did decide not to contest those charges, but could be punished as if he had pled guilty. Alright, so this is it right here. Will he spend time in prison? No, as long as he abides by the conditions of his sentence. Fulton County Superior Court Judge Paige Reese Whitaker gave him a total sentence of 40 years. The first 5 years were to be served in prison. That's what I mean. He only spent, what, they said 2.5? And they gave it to him. They didn't even let him do any more time in prison. They just let him free. But that was commuted to time served. 2.5? That's crazy. That shit is fucking crazy that he got out. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's fucking crazy. Okay. He complies with all the conditions of his probation. If he doesn't complete his probation successfully, he will have to serve those 20 years in prison. Okay, so what I thought he was supposed to do 45 years, it's really 25 years. You see? Prosecutors want the young thug sentenced 45 years or 25 years in prison and remaining 20 on probation. So he actually got away. He only got 15 on probation. See, maximum sentence of 120 years in prison. They asked the judge. Steele had asked the judge for 45-year sentence with 5 in prison commuted to time served and 40 years on probation. Damn, his lawyer asked for 40 years. They were trying to get him. 40 years is crazy. He apologized to his family, his managers, Carl. Yeah. We know. You apologize for all that. You must stay away from it. Okay, this is the stipulations. He must stay away from the metro Atlanta area for the first 10 years of his probation, except for weddings, funerals, graduations, or serious illness of an immediate family member. He can arrive 24 hours before the event and must leave within 48 hours. So he's banned unless it's something serious or something, some event. But he must also return to Atlanta area 4 times during each year of his probation to make an anti-gang, anti-gun violence presentation at a grade school, middle school or high school, or at an organization like the Boys and Girls Club. Those visits can count toward the hundreds of hours of community service he must complete during each year of his probation. So, okay, so that could go into probation as well. I mean, community service, sorry. That can go into community service as well. He also cannot knowingly have contact with any member of a criminal street gang. The judge said that includes other people named in the indictment with the exception of his brother and the rapper Gunna, with whom he has contractual obligations. So, like I told you, King Slatt, he was definitely thinking, he was definitely using his brain, right? Tell Gunna to snitch, denounce the gang, or if he even did denounce the gang, just denounce the gang, snitch, get your way out. My money is frozen. Your money can't be frozen. You feel me? So you fund this shit till I get home. And he really did that shit. He was really thinking like a boss, and he pulled through. He pulled through. I knew he wouldn't have pulled through with no goddamn legal aid. Like, hell nah, his ass would have went under. Okay, man, he cannot participate in the criminal street act. Yeah, we know, or promote gang. He should never be doing that shit. But these is the niggas that they sign. Honestly, these is the niggas that they sign. Little Durk, Young Thug, what's the nigga name? Shiesty. These are niggas that they sign because I believe they know they gonna crash out. They know they gonna crash out. Give a gangster some money, he gonna do more gangster shit. You see what I'm saying? Give a gangster some money, he just moves up, but he always thinking about more money, and he's still gangster. So his mentality is still the same. It's just it's heightened. You know what I'm saying? So like, this is what they do. They sign these niggas, and they know the money coming right back to them. So it ain't really much. These niggas gonna crash out. These niggas don't ever grow up. That's the thing with the stars we see. These niggas never grow up. Even when they act like they growing up. Just like Durk. You became Muslim. You did all this bullshit. That Muslim shit wasn't shit. That was just a cover up. Because you still fucking paying for niggas to die. You still, allegedly, you still doing drugs. How is you a drug head Muslim? That makes it's a contradiction, bro. Like this is the people they sign. They don't like to sign niggas who have a brain or who will become better of themselves. They don't like that shit. They just like the image of you looking like you're doing something better. That's it. Money just cleans up a dirty nigga. That's all it does. You're still a dirty nigga. Feel me? He also cannot contact the victims of the. Okay, he can't contact the victims in the case or their families. He may not ever own a gun. I guess must not use drugs other than those prescribed to him. Must submit to random drug tests and must allow searches of himself and his property and electronics. You know that should come with it. You can't smoke no. If you can't smoke no bud, man, damn, that's fucked up. What do prosecutors say about this? The conviction in this case represents accountability for admitted members of YSL violent street gang. The officers full to statement for statement. What happened during the trial? We don't know what happened with the trial. There's a bunch of bullshit, a bunch of shit going on with the trial. But like I said, this is a quick video. Young Thug is free. Welcome home, King Slatt. Let's hope you're not on that weird shit again. We don't want to see no dresses. You looking like a gangster in these streets. You can't be a. Well, you can be, but who knows? Who knows? You probably is a homo thug. Who knows, man? Shit. I love. We gonna go. Let me see. I just want to check something real quick before we get up out of here, cause I'm gonna do a whole. I'm gonna do a narrator. I'm gonna do a narrating story on this. I'm gonna do a narrating story on a few things. I just want to drop a few videos. I've been slacking a lot lately, so I just want to come back out here and show y'all we're back out here. This is a night stream too. You see the lights going and shit. Alright, young thing. I soon be going live too. I just need to get back in that algorithm before I do that. I was saying this video seemingly hinting at Young Thug and Lil Baby collab. Shoot, man, listen, man. Voice rise resumes for remaining defendants after Young Thug. Where's his man's in them? That was it, right there. No. Young Thug's cryptic social media posts stir fans and sing. Let me see what the fuck he got going on right here. Young Thug got that weight on him, I ain't gonna lie. He got some weight on him in prison. No, we don't want to see all that bullshit. Come on. Real plea deal, Jack. Well, it was a real deal. I ain't gonna lie. Wham! Let's drop one on these rats, Peter. Wham! Let's drop one on these rats, Peter. They're very much confusing. Very much confusing. Some fans interpret Wynn's post as a signal to Lil Baby possibly hinting at a new song targeting rats, a term that may or may not reference Gunna, who never took a stand in the YSL. Shortly after Wynn's post, Lil Baby on Instagram, whatever Why say goes. Earlier this year, Young Thug posted whatever Wham say goes, affirming his continued friendship with Lil Baby. Before Williams does not share any specific plans for career during sentencing, Judge Page reads where they could compare modern day rap to WWE wrestling, where wrestlers posture and often act like they hate each other even though they don't. Yeah, you know all this shit be bullshit. This shit is for the fans, man. It's for us. I just want to see that real quick. I want to see, like I don't know. It seemed like that's like a fuck up to me. Like why you dropping songs on these rats? I guess it's clout. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get your name back up there, even though you hot as fuck right now. But yeah, Gunna's not a rat. You still fuck with Gunna, man. Stop it. And just like what the judge said, man, that shit is bogus. You niggas out there just acting like y'all in beef for us. See, the YSL trial resumed on Monday after remaining two co-defendants declined plea deals from the state. DeMonte Kendrick, also known as Yak Gotti, and Shannon Stillwell, also known as SB, are facing multiple charges related to racketeering, conspiracy, and participation in a criminal street gang, along with drugs and gun violations. They were part of a gang called YSL, Young Slime Life. Jury trial continued two defendants not to factor the absence of other defendants in their judgment. I'm trying to figure out what they got. Okay, prosecutors would have recommended he be sentenced to 15 years in prison and 5 years on probation on all charges. The state would also agree to not prosecute Kendrick on the remaining charges he was facing. Stillwell was offered a sentence of 40 years in prison and 20 years on probation. The two murder charges that nigga's on there for two murders. Two murders he is facing would have been reduced to voluntary manslaughter. He should have took that. Williams was among the co-defendants who accepted a plea deal last week. His deal was non-negotiated, meaning prosecutors and defense could not reach an agreement on the sentencing. Both sides presented their case to Whitaker, who decided what sentence to hand down. Williams was sentenced to 5 years in prison, commuted to time served, and 15 years on probation, followed by 20 years in prison. The backloaded prison sentence will be commuted if Williams does not violate the terms of his probation. So, okay, he pleaded guilty, most charges, Puerto Rico. Okay, so that's that. Alright, man, y'all know what to do, man. Hit that like button, hit that sub button. Definitely tweak with me in them comments. Let me know how y'all feel about this shit. This nigga might be probably one of the smoothest criminals, maybe, if you would say that like that. You feel me? Because he was convicted. He took a deal, so he probably is one of the smoothest criminals out here. Like, he was really using his noggin. Like, you really letting niggas know, like, yo, Gunna, take that deal, and you feel me? Keep this shit going, because they gonna actually freeze everything. Once they label us as a criminal enterprise, they will freeze everything. So, smart dude. And whoever else he had out here. Maybe, I don't know if he had that bitch Mariah the Science. I don't even know that bitch like that, but maybe he had her around doing whatever the fuck she was doing. Whatever the fuck she do. But we gonna tee up again, y'all. I'm gonna drop some narrating videos on this shit. So remember, hit that like button. Smash that like button. Get me back in that algorithm, please. And if you're new, hit that sub button. Ring your notification bell so you know every time I drop something. We locked in, Tweet Gang.